All right.
All right, well, thank you everybody for joining me today online. My name is Jason High. I am the academic videographer here in the Division of Extended Learning. And part of my responsibilities are to work with faculty here on campus to assist them in producing videos, primarily course introductions and a little instructor bio about themselves for their online courses. I don't record lectures, that's more faculty driven than myself, but I'm here to accentuate online courses here that we offer at SUNY Oswego. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we'll get started. So, start the slideshow. So we're going to cover a few topics today. We are going to touch on some lighting. We're going to try to improve some things that you would do to light your videos properly. Another thing we're going to touch on is the height of your camera and or computer that you use at home or in your office for your self-made videos. We're going to give you some tips on how to improve your audio, some tools, some microphones we'll go over, things of that nature that will improve the audio of your videos. Some computer settings and adjustments that need to be made if you're using a computer in your house or in your office. And the wardrobe that you will be wearing for your videos. Some good, some things that you should avoid. So tip number one, you always want to kind of have a key light on your face. I'm just using the room light over myself right now, which is kind of lighting my face pretty evenly. This gentleman is using the outside sunlight and really has nothing on his face. So he's what they call in the television business backlit. He almost looks like a shadow. He needs to turn his chair 180 degrees and maybe have his laptop on the windowsill. Use that light to his advantage. We'll get into that in a little bit. But it kind of gives the shadow look to a person that's producing their videos like this gentleman. This is something I would not recommend. This gentleman is using the natural light or the sunlight to his advantage. It's a very soft light, as you can see. It's shining on his face very evenly, like myself. But he's using sunlight. I'm using fluorescent light. He also has a nice colorful backdrop, which I would recommend as well to make you kind of stand out instead of a drab, light white wall or a tan wall. It just gives a little bit of depth of field and it makes him pop from the background. His face would almost blend into the wall itself if he were to be sitting in front of a white or a light tan wall. So if you have a nice colorful wall at home or in your office, even a bookshelf in your office, it'll make you really stand out and give you kind of a three-dimensional kind of a look. I would recommend doing it. Lighting tip number 3, never use your computer monitor as a light source. And there's a reason. So the computer screen, it sends off a light temperature of 5,600 Kelvin, which is similar to sunlight right outside the door. So what the computer screen is doing, it's clashing with the fluorescent lights above. Fluorescent lights above read at right around 3,200. So those color temperatures are clashing and the computer screen is giving off a different color temperature and changing his color to literally a blue color. If he were to, turn this computer and have it in front of a window or something, he looks like he's in his basement, so that's probably not an option. But if he were to put a light on himself to kind of overpower the illumination of his computer screen, that's what I would do to recommend to improve the quality of the lighting on this gentleman's face. When I see that previous image, it reminds me of Violet Beauregarde from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You do not want to look like Violet at all, because it just looks horrible. Something that became very popular in the last couple of years, especially at the start of that pandemic, is the ring light. Prices range $20 to $150. I just looked that up a couple of days ago, depending on your preference. A lot of ring lights now come with accessories. As you can see on the picture on the right, there's different color temperatures for the ring light, but it's just very simple. It just screws on to a little mount. You can clip it to the top of your laptop, or you can clip it onto a tripod, a small little tripod. You know, there have been popular, well, when we transitioned quickly to remote learning, faculty were scrambling, I feel, and they were looking for an alternative because they take pride in their quality of work and their courses. They're looking to improve their lighting. A lot of faculty members, including a couple I've worked with in the past couple of years here at SUNY Oswego, they bought themselves a ring light for their home. And they've been using it, and they have raved about it, how it just gives them that nice, professional, even look. Being that I worked in TV news for 19 years before I took this job, I'm still friends with a lot of reporters in the television news industry. A lot of them brought their gear home. They never worked in the TV studio for 2 years. They were working from home. They would go out, file their report in the field, come back home, edit it, go live on the news, literally from their living room. They didn't have a light kit available. They went ahead, they purchased a ring light for their home, and it gave them, in a pinch, a nice quality, even distributed light for themselves that they can use. You know, a lot of us on the weekends, we couldn't go anywhere. We had a lot of time on our hands. The amount of vloggers, YouTubers, podcasters, we all wanted to kind of be in touch with people without leaving our house. So all those people, all those avenues of getting your message out, they bought ring lights as well to improve their vlogs, their YouTube videos, their podcasts, things of that nature. So ring lights are an excellent tool, fairly inexpensive. As you can see, you put your cell phone in front of it. It just gives you a great image, great picture. Not only are they in high demand here in America, but they are in high demand and sales are skyrocketing throughout the world. In 2021, they held over 39% of the market share. The demand for ring lights topped $6.9 billion worldwide in 2021. So it's a tool that's literally just taking off. I don't foresee it changing, especially with us telecommuting probably in the near future for a little while in some aspect, or if people continue their YouTube channels or their vlogs or their podcasts, they're going to be using these ring lights for many years in their house. In 2021, sales in India grew by almost 50% as opposed to the year before when COVID was still going on in 2021. Japan led the East Asia market with a share of 54.5%. Absolutely huge. And even in Europe, Germany holds a 22% share of the European market. Lighting tip number 4. If you can't, like the gentleman in the previous slide in his basement, if you can't have a window nearby, use your room lights to overpower and override your computer light and use those to your advantage. He pulled, I believe he pulled, yes, he pulled 2 lamps over, which is very smart, one on each side. So they're balancing each other and it's giving him even light distribution from both sides. One would have been fine. As you can see, this is probably a little bit closer to him as opposed to the one on the right, which is a little bit further away. But the one on the right is filling in a little bit on his other side of his face, giving nice, soft, equal light distribution. The height of your camera and framing we're going to touch on now. As you can see, we're looking at this gentleman. His camera is probably at his navel, a foot or two below his face. You try to want to have the camera at eye level as much as you can. You want to look directly at the camera, whether you're setting up your ring light. Try to have that. I agree with the previous slide. She did a great job. That ring light was right, that camera was right at her eye level as she was presenting. So just something to keep in mind, whether you have a tripod, bring it up to eye level. If you don't, we're going to get into the next slide here in a second. Maybe stack something up to put your camera onto so it's nearly eye level. You do not want the up the nose shot for many hygiene reasons. You don't want to see what's going on up people's noses. And you don't want to talk down to people either. You want to look at your students, if you're producing videos for them, you want to look at them face to face. Same slide again, but for a different reason. This gentleman raised the height of his camera. He used a bathroom towel and his computer case to raise the height. So he's speaking more on the student's level. So in a pinch, if you've got something like this, feel free to go ahead and do that. Framing. You always want your eye level to be at about 75% on the screen. As you can see, the woman on the left, it's probably at 55%, 60%. There's just too much headroom going on. The middle frame is where you want to be. Her eye level is at 75% on the screen with just a touch of headroom. Nice balanced shot. Great blouse color, good choice that she's wearing. The image on the right, you can literally count the pores in the woman's nose. It's just way too close. Let's try and remember our personal space when we're face to face, but also when we're shooting videos. We don't want to get, right up in people's face. Just give it a nice, comfortable, normal shot, back a few feet. And as you can see, my level is, I get a little bit ahead of myself. My eye level is about 70%. So try and keep that in mind when you're producing your videos. Audio. I am not using a microphone right now, but the camera is literally a foot or two from me. But if possible, use a headset. You can bring that microphone right up to your mouth. It'll pick up everything that you're saying. There won't be any audio issues. It'll just really improve the quality of your audio and your recording. Couple microphone choices. You can have this right next to your computer. It's just a very simple microphone that has a USB port. You can plug it right into your laptop. You can have it right off camera, but shooting at you, it should be maybe 2 or 3 feet away. This CAD microphone eliminates the popping of the P's, which is kind of an issue in certain microphones. Does a good job of that. Mixed reviews, but it's fairly relatively inexpensive that you can have on your desk at your house, right next to your recording where your setup will be. This is a Samson microphone. It's compact and portable, which is great if you're in a remote setting, maybe in the library, or if you need to pivot and move to a different room in your house because of children or anything like that. You can literally clip this microphone on top of your laptop. It'll be out of the view of your shot, but it'll be picking up your recording as you're talking directly into your computer. The quality of the audio is excellent with the Samson. and it's relatively inexpensive as well. It's less than $40 on Amazon. Also a good choice. The blue microphone, the Snowball microphone, we have this in extended learning here on campus. I know my assistant dean has one of these that he uses quite often when he does Zoom and things of that nature. It's easily compatible with your computer. It has a USB cord that runs from the back to your input on the side. It'll pick up any audio, but mainly in front of the microphone. Speaking of picking up audio, I have to apologize. They are doing construction here at Sheldon, and they're literally right behind my office. So if you hear any pounding or anything like that in the background, I do apologize. This Snowball microphone does come with its own tripod, which is great. But again, if it's just sitting here maybe too low on your desk, just put a couple books under it, raise it up, and that'll help improve your audio quality. It's got great reviews, 4.5 stars, and it's only $40 on Amazon, $43. Wardrobe, wear something professional. These are for your online courses. Do not roll out of bed like this woman did. She's wearing her bathrobe. I would advise not doing that. You know, on a Sunday morning, you want to record a video. Look professional, put on a nice blouse, a nice golf shirt, a suit, anything of that nature. Try to avoid stripes or sheer patterns, something solid, bold, bright, colorful, greens and blues and reds, something solid, I would recommend. Tips to improve your wardrobe. One suggestion is white. As you can see, like, especially in his chin area, the light is bouncing off his white shirt and it's illuminating the underside of his chin. So he doesn't have any shadows under there. But solids are also an excellent choice. Whites are fine as well. But again, if I was this gentleman, I might put another light on the other side because it kind of looks a little dark. Again, maybe put another room light over there, something of that nature. But if you had a ring light, it would take care of it. If you're using scripts, pre-recorded scripts for your videos, if you have a 2-minute thing that you want to say for a course introduction, module introduction, things like that, practice, practice, practice. Just like people, news anchors, they look at their hard copy scripts, which they don't look at much. They look at them before they read things off the teleprompter. We have a teleprompter here at Extended Learning. When I produce videos with faculty, we use the teleprompter maybe 80% of the time. They write the scripts. It's their words. They upload it to me. I upload it to the teleprompter app. And what I do is before I hit record, the faculty will read their script because they have some unfamiliarity with using a teleprompter. But even in a face-to-face setting, shooting with me, we practice scripts before we record. You should do the same at home. If you're distracted, if you have children coming in, we've seen YouTube videos of people's kids running in and interrupting. If you're dissatisfied for any reason, just do it again. It's pre-recorded. Just take your time and kind of get a sense of what you want to say. If you're editing your own video at home, just a few recommendations: software for editing, iMovie for Apple products, for your Mac, for your iPhone. Movie Maker, there's the link available that we use for Movie Maker. Panopto is becoming quite a popular tool here on campus. In fact, anything that's produced with me, I edit it using Adobe Premiere. I share it back to our faculty here on campus through Panopto. And also Panopto is compatible with our new D2L, our new Brightspace, right, Gary? Brightspace, is that what it's called? Our new learning management system. That's the words I was looking for. Our new learning management system that's going to be starting in the fall. Panopto is compatible with that. So when I put videos in Panopto for you, they will, as long as you've been provisioned, they will appear in the new D2L Brightspace for you. Another final point there, if you have two cuts of yourself and you just smash them together. Maybe it's 2 50-second clips of you just looking into the camera. Try to put something in the middle, transition, whether it's like a wipe or whether it's a simple dissolve. Panopto and Adobe Premiere, they let you do that. It's just a simple, it's not as jarring to the viewer at home. So it's just a little editing video tip I would recommend to improve the quality of your video. A few additional tools we have here on campus is our light board. It was assembled in March of 2019, just before COVID started, maybe a year before that. It's available for any instructor you use here on campus. If you contact Greg Ketchum here in Extended Learning or myself, I'd love to work with you. It resides in Lanigan Hall. As you can see, the white strip around the pane of glass, that is it's kind of like a ring light, but it's in a rectangular, it's around the frame. It lights you and it lights anything that you're going to write on this pane of glass. We have special markers and things, and we wipe it out. It provides teaching and learning to become more visual and effective for you. So if there's a message that students just are not understanding properly, and if you want to come in and work with me, it's a more visual way of getting your message across to students. Again, this is something that will be captioned. I'll edit those captions in Panopto. I'll share them back to you. This allows instructors to create a more human online video that are closer to face-to-face. It's a close face-to-face experience. So yes, please reach out to me if you have any questions about the Lightboard, or Greg Ketchum here at Extended Learning. In fact, this is a brief video that I don't know if it's going to be able to play it, but it's okay. I'd rather have time for questions and answers. But Sarah Bonzo worked with me on a few videos for her courses. She's in the School of Business here on campus. She's teaching the critical path method to her students. So when I record this video, everything is reversed. It looks like everything is back. It's flipped around. Basically, when you follow maybe an ambulance is coming behind you and you look in the rearview mirror, and all the words, it flips. The mirrors will flip the words properly so you can read them. There's an effect in Adobe Premiere Pro that I use. It's called the horizontal flip. I just drop that onto the clip. Everything flips around, and she will write the proper way so students can read everything that she's talking about. It's kind of a cool little trick. But I really enjoyed shooting the videos with Sarah, and I look forward to potentially shooting more videos with faculty here as soon as we go down the line. Any questions? I see there's one in the chat, so, or a comment. Yes. Yeah, Michelle, I feel like there's been some updates to Premiere Pro. In fact, I just updated it. When I get an update, I update it. And it's becoming more user-friendly. I feel it's a little more basic for people who don't use it as often as I do. So yeah, Adobe Premiere's come a long way. It used to be very clunky and very high tech, and they've kind of simplified it a little bit more. So it's coming along really nice. Adobe Premiere, yeah, pretty much anybody can use that now. Recommendations for light boards that faculty may be able to purchase. Naja, I don't know. We had to go, they were hard to find online. We had to find a company, I believe in central part of the country. That's all they do is make light boards. And the light board we got was quite a few $1,000s. They're not cheap. There's just so much LED and high-end technology involved in it. You know, it's really not for just a person to do their own videos. I mean, you have to have quite a budget to buy one, and we're very fortunate we got a grant to purchase ours here at SUNY Oswego. But if you're interested, please feel free. If there's any module or anything that you need help with, like a lesson, like I mentioned, that you would like to produce a video on the Lightboard, I'd be happy to work with you. When we produce course introductions or instructor bios, we like to keep them maybe about 4-ish minutes, give or take, a minute or two, because students, they lose interest after that. But these are more long form videos. So if there's a module that you really want to address, they can go. I think Sarah's went, 10, 12 minutes, things of that nature, to really get your point across. But yeah, show a lot step by step with explanations on equipment. Okay. All right. Is there any other questions or anything? I'm going to stop sharing right now. Oh, yeah, just one more. There we go. And there's the QR code. If you want the slides, I'll leave that up for a few minutes. But is there any other questions that anybody might have?
Rebecca. Thanks. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Rebecca, your hand is kind of blending in with your guitar. I didn't see that there. Sorry.
Oh, is that true? On my screen, it's on the other side from the guitar. That's
yeah,
funny.
It's weird. It's like a tan on tan thing. I didn't see it. Yeah, yes, go ahead.
On mine, it's like this. So thanks, Rebecca. I'm from Anthropology, and I'm putting together for the very first time a totally asynchronous online course. And I did stuff online synchronously in the pandemic and everything, but that was my very first time doing that even.
Sure.
And so I may need to be in touch with you. I'm already in touch with Carrie. Carrie's fantastic, of course.
She is fantastic. Yes, I can attest.
Yeah. So a couple of questions though about the ring light things. So the first question for ring lights and everything else, really, are there any pieces of equipment like that you can lend out to faculty and then we'll give it back to you after a period of, a week or two?
That is a great question. Unless CTS has one, which I'm not sure. It's more of a personal case-by-case basis. We don't have one here in extended learning because I'm trying to work more face-to-face with faculty. But for me, it's a matter of comfort level with my faculty. I had a person still wanted to do Zoom, and that's totally fine. But they didn't have a ring light at their house. They had they just had a window and it looked just fine. But I would reach out to them. They might have one because their budget's a little bit bigger than we have here in extended learning. But that's a very good question. Yeah.
I mean, I think like a lending library of tools like that could be really awesome. Little microphones, little ring lights. Check them out to faculty for a month to make some videos and then just send them back in.
Totally agree. I mean, I know they do that with cameras for students. They send them out for a week, whether they're shooting sports or news stories here on campus to produce their own stories for broadcast. That is definitely a good avenue that could be addressed here on campus.
Well, and if I do having to get my own, how do you said that there were different light flavors that you would want to decide between? How do you decide between?
Well, that would come all together in one package. But that would be more on the high end scale. Oh. I know there's one it's just a standard ring light. And that's what I recommend if you're starting out, go on the lower end and see how you feel. That way you're not totally investing in it in case you don't like it. Mm-hmm. I think the lower end was, $30 or something like that. So.
Rebecca, I know Walmart and Five Below have the smaller ones that can go right on top of the computer on the mobile phones for like $5.
Nice.
Yeah, and you can choose the coloring depending on, the lighting, depending on the shade that you are comfortable with.
Oh, so it's like a test, you got to test it out and everything.
Yeah, and Best Buy had like the whole kit where you can have the wireless mic with it. They had the whole package, which was kind of nice as well for the larger ring lights.
That is very cool. For Judy, we have here at my house, my husband is a sound guy and he has a bunch of sound equipment, not the visual stuff so much, but the sound stuff. And he's got this really cool, it's like a plastic ring with some elastic bands all woven through it and everything. And it's on a tripod itself. And then he suspends a camera in it so that it hangs down. so that you can film your workspace from the above. I don't know if that would help you with your demonstrations you have to do to the students, right? But I think you need some sort of a clamp or some sort of I don't even know what this thing is called, right? But it's like a casing that you put your camera into and that suspends it above your workspace. I think that's what you need.
I've seen that in cooking shows from years ago. Julia Child had that one where she's frying something in the frying pan and she straightens down, things of that nature.
Yeah, for those who don't know, I run the costume shop in the theater, and I'm always sewing and doing close handwork. So I go from far away to close. But I will add, my classroom, when Tyler got renovated, our electronics specialist, I don't know if any of you know, Greg Brewster is a genius when it comes to lighting. And he set up in the scenic shop and the costume shop, variable lighting by temperature. So if anyone is curious and they want to bring their computer to the costume shop, please do. And obviously I'm not in my costume shop right now, but I can set the lights to the temperature on stage. It's not necessarily the color of the lights, it's your temperature wave. So if I need to see fabric and actors at a certain temperature, what they're going to look like in a costume, and we are videoing it or even live, it will show us the color. So please put out the word. You are welcome to the best kept secret on this campus, which is the costume shop. So I just don't have a decent camera to do my videos when I'm doing synchronous or reviewing something to put online for my students to watch, because they have trouble with something that I do that's so foreign in our culture right now. But anyway, I wanted to extend that invitation and thank you for the idea of the overhead. Yeah, I got to show you. I will do this so people can see what I'm doing with my hands. Yeah, that's a no. That's a no-go. That's.
Yeah, that made me a little motion sick.
I'm entertaining.
I love this idea of the costume shop. Can I come? I may take you up on that, Judy. Let's just do a whole video right in there. Why not?
I should. I just need someone to help, so it's not as entertaining, but it's more informative with a little bit of entertaining.
For sharing, Judy. Yeah, I have a light kit that I work with faculty with. So it has two dimmers on it. One for the intensity of the light. The other one for the color temperature based on what element I'm in. So kind of a similar setting. Like if we are, if we're outside, I'll have it on like a 5600. I can adjust it to that, or I can go the other way. And if we're using fluorescent, I can change it all the way down to 3200 or anywhere in between. If I want to give it a little more warmth, I'll put it at like 42, 4300. If I want it a little more bluish, I'll go down to 33, 3400. So kind of a similar setting. I know what you're talking about, Judy, based on the color temperature and the lighting and what setting you're in. So I understand. Anything else? Anybody else? Well, I appreciate everyone listening to me talk, and hopefully there's a couple tips in there that you haven't thought about, or maybe some ways to improve your videos. So thanks for having me. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Bye.